Hey everyone, this is Mark from ModernDayLevite.com. Thanks for joining me today. Wanted to chat with you a little bit about a dynamic that I've seen in my own ministry as I've grown closer to the Lord. Um, I've noticed that when I get into worship, that oftentimes I'll begin to hear the Lord speak and say things, and that after a while the Lord was prompting me to say certain things, to speak scriptures, to sing songs that were, they're new songs. They sometimes sing over people, over congregations, and it was a very different kind of environment, a very different kind of experience for me at first. And I really had to get a grid for it. Basically, what it's called is the prophetic song, and I know prophetic sometimes has a negative connotation. Sometimes it's scary. Basically, it's just hearing from the Lord. That's all it is. We hear from the Lord through His Word. We hear from the Lord through that still small voice. Typically, it's just fleeting thoughts in our head that the Lord drops in there. We all hear from Him, but sometimes in worship it can be a little scary and a little intimidating if you're not familiar with it. And so I just wanted to give a grid for it. As I began to search it out, there are actually many instances in the Word where worship happens and there's a prophetic atmosphere, or an atmosphere that's conducive for hearing God's voice that's released in that. One is when Samuel tells Saul that he's going to go a different way home, and when he does, he's going to encounter the musicians and prophets coming down from this place of illicit worship, and as they come down and he gets into that atmosphere, that he's going to prophesy. And it actually said that they said, well, wait a minute, you're not a prophet. There was another time when Elisha met with Jeroboam. He was summoned by Jeroboam and Jehoshaphat, who were out in the middle of the desert. They were in dire straits, and he said, bring me a minstrel. And the minstrel came in and began to play, and as worship was released, the prophetic word came forth out of Elisha. It also happened on the day of Pentecost, that as they worshipped, all of a sudden Peter, who was this uneducated fisherman, preached a message, and thousands of people got saved. So I just want to encourage you that as you're worshiping, if you begin to hear God telling you things, first of all, ask Him, what would you like me to do with this? Is this for me? Is this to be released now? What would you like me to do with it? Sometimes God will speak to me in corporate worship and just say, this is for you, and I don't want you to tell anybody. But there are other times when He'll say, I want to sing this song that you're singing to me, I want to sing it over my people. I want you to encourage people in this particular situation, on this particular topic. And more often than not, I'll get testimonies from people that a prophetic song really hit a certain issue that a organized, published song couldn't hit. And God will use it powerfully to touch His people and to help connect Him to them. So I hope this has been helpful for you today. New revelation that'll take you deeper. And happy worshiping.